G'day everybody, welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. Hope you guys are doing well. We're still in the Durenbold Mausoleum in the lower city. We barely scraped through the entire previous fight. Well, do I say barely? Maybe not quite. I mean, Will's still looking pretty healthy. So is Jaheira. Blue somehow managed to scrape through. We didn't die. Karlak did pass out a couple of times, so she had to be helped up. But yes, there's some strange thing going on with Celestials, and I did tell you guys, perhaps maybe you can enlighten me on what's going on that front, although after having a think about it, I thought perhaps maybe there's some kind of story element or story thing which either I missed or perhaps maybe I will learn about before you guys even tell me. So yeah, maybe keep it spoiler free if you don't mind. If there is some kind of a storyline that has anything to do with it, maybe you can just keep it to yourselves, but who knows, it might be too late because I did say that in the previous video. Anyway, still sick as a dog, and not entirely sure when I'm gonna be able to shake off this cold, but we are still
moving ahead,
pressing forward. Do the Celestials have anything? I mean, after all of that fighting and the challenge that they present, it's a bit of a disappointment that we don't get anything to show from it. Let's do a short rest here because, I mean, we're barely hanging together at the moment, especially with Blue. I might even consider doing a long rest, to be honest, but I just like the idea of having our, you know, elixirs and the effects of our elixirs going for longer, right? So there is probably something that we could do about that. Like, for instance, Jaheira's still got a lot of spell slots remaining, and we could perhaps pop on Mass Cure Wounds, for instance, and, you know, just use it and then swap it out again. Doesn't seem like a bad idea, to be honest. So, can I target, like, a person more than once? No, okay. So maybe that's not the play then. We could do just a simple Cure Wounds. Heal. Heal a target's wounds and remove blindness and any diseases for 70 HP. That's quite a bit. It's a level 6 spell, so we'd have to consume that, and we don't have a level 6 anymore. Or we could do... Oh, come to think of it, I've forgotten about Hero's Feast. We could be doing Hero's Feast. Yeah, let's get that in. We'll do a few heals here and there, just because I'm feeling on the cheaper side here, not wanting to do a long rest. At least just for now, because I really do feel like I need to extend the use of some of our elixirs. Plus, I mean, if we end up having to do a long rest, I don't mind having spent all of our spell slots anyway, because we'll eventually get those all back. So yeah, a few spell slots to use, but not a lot. We'll have to sort of come back to that. I assume the Starry Form is just permanent until long rest, so we can just keep using Dazzling Breath when we need to. That's actually good. That's a decent combo. We do Dazzling Breath plus our normal attacks, or maybe even a spell. Maybe even chuck Flame Blade on, so that we can do like additional damage with Flame Blade. Doesn't seem like a bad idea. Anyway, sorry, getting a little distracted here. Let's continue checking this area. I mean, we did get into combat purely because... Oh, crit. Purely because we've been looting some of these sarcophaguses. Oh, look at that. Well, let's take Potion of Speed. Don't need all the balls, though.
Fearless goddess, who would chase any prey and helped bring in our greatest trophies. Lionheart Xena, fierce watchdog. At night, no one dared to pass her post.
We'll give this to Karlach. Nice. Another crit. Like that. Cloud Giant Strength. An Owlbear Beak? I'll leave the toys and all that sort of stuff alone. The Houndmaster. Houndmaster Pole. Why does it have a plus sign on it? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what that means exactly. Take that. Yeah, I'll take all of those. So any other sarcophaguses that we might need to lift? I don't think so.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Patriarchs, a homegrown aristocracy. I think we've read that. What's the deal with this stuffed bear? Also, one reason why last episode was so long is as soon as those Celestials appeared, I thought we were in trouble. And we may have lost the fight. So I wanted to see what the outcome was. Little did I know that the episode went for about 1.5 hours already.
A young cave bear, killed and stuffed before its teeth were fully grown. One day I'll catch a break.
Here lies the Houndmaster of the Durenbolds, surrounded by his loyal pack, good boys and girls all.
I guess the Durenbolds were a family of hunters or something? Rangers?
What's that? Not a chance I'll fit in there.
Okay, Do we do the rat again? Oh no! Sorry, I meant to get a rat, not Scratch. Oh, he's sniffing. He's finding something. Or is he just pointing to the sarcophagus, I guess? Should I be taking the skeleton?
Chief Houndmaster Paul, who trained our pack to perfection.
I mean, I can take a look at it. Oh, and he has a dagger on him. Nope, that's not what we want to do. That could have been dangerous. Yeah. I guess it just has a plus because there was something in it. We'll leave it behind. Okay, so let's get this rat in and we'll see if we can get it to move through. Or do we do a raven? I think the raven might be able to also go through. And it has a little bit more mobility, obviously, so... Okay, so it just leads into another mausoleum. Which is cool. I don't really think we need to be here from this side. Can we not go back? Maybe not.
Another step forward.
Feather token. If you fall while carrying this token, you take no falling damage. The token's magic is expended after you land, whereupon the disc becomes non-magical. A small faded feather is stamped on the side of this surprisingly light coin. There's a backpack somewhere. Ah, right here. Queen of Ravens. Highlighted from the other chapters in this works by gorgeous little pictures and artistic renditions of the events described, you can read the following. In the time of shattered allegiances between elven gods and with the adulation of the Shadar-kai elves in her pocket, the woman bid her followers elevate her to godhood. Do it, and I'll reforge our broken pantheon, she said. Do it, and I'll make things sweet and synchronous again. And they did. All but the dissenters in her avid flock who, during the ritual of godly ascension, tried to wrest power from the woman. At the crucial moment, she tore the dissenters apart. With the ritual irrevocably disturbed, the queen and her Shadar-kai found themselves flung across the plains into the eerie and terrible realm called the Shadowfell. The journey killed her, yet from the corrupted ashes she rose, a queen with both her eyes and her serving birds as dark as her ambition. So was born the Raven Queen, mistress of life and death. Alright. We are going to try to... Sorry, did I miss anything in there? No. I'm just gonna try to lockpick our way through some of the other mausoleum gates.
Better not be
and
cursed.
we'll, you know, have a look around.
I don't like giving you other people.
I assume we just need to not be caught by the graveyard keeper. So there's this one, the Gorion Mausoleum.
Just on a few.
Man can't even look at me.
I'm just concerned about the timing of when we should do this. The strange beggar has dark vision, so you can see even in obscured areas.
Time to skulk about.
Lockpick. Let's be quick about this. Good, and we may as well go in right now. There we go. Back with our Raven. And who knows, we might have like quite a bit of combat here with undead or whatever. The same as what we had in the previous episode when we start looting the place.
Before me.
A crumbling wall.
soldier. Hey!
I need a bludgeoning weapon, don't I? Is she carrying anything? Yes, she still has Hammerhaft. So we could probably just use that, or maybe even Faithbreaker. Okay. Just leads to the other mausoleum. It makes sense. A plea for freedom. The city deserves better than Enver Gortash and his army of steel puppets. Let the city win, not him.
Never a dull moment. Breathe deep.
Hymns for the gone.
That's curious.
A book of prayers to Kellamvor, judge of the dead. Someone has annotated it with the following. There are a little saccharine in places, but one or two have genuine merit as something more than religious doggerel, something that actually evokes the complicated feelings of loss and hope for the departed, their well-being, their eternal preservation in some paradise. They say that lighting a candle at the mausoleum of Gorion grants the rider a wish. I never was the superstitious sort, but desperation makes believers of us all. Here is a wish. Please let me survive. I do not wish to be killed by cultists of any kind. I do not wish to be disappeared in the night, or to be crushed beneath the steel shoe of an automaton. Everything seems so strange suddenly. Everyone seems so desperate. I'm alone in this world. If I don't look after myself, no one will. Maybe you would be willing to help me.
Here lies Lord Gregorian Gorion, first High Constable of Baldur's Gate, the city's protector.
Few gold pieces here. This compendium lists and pays special tribute to the citizens of Baldur's Gate who commissioned and paid for the mausoleum spot honoring Gorion. Gorion was a hero and sage of exceptional mind and respectable manner, and under a graying exterior he harbored a heart that bloomed kind and good and evergreen. Plea to the gods. Did I read this? No. My bones ache, wounds, long scarred, throb as if new. I long for the comfort of my pipe and the warmth of the fire, but I cannot stop. Gods, old and new, hear me. Grant me the strength to keep fighting, the courage to carve out a future for my children, and when I die, the peace that comes with knowing that I did all I could. Alright, I guess the only thing left is to just open the sarcophagus, so we might as well just get Karlach for that. Let's do a quick save here. Who knows? We could be awakening more spirits here.
Hello.
Alright. Okay. No spirits, no angry beings coming to chase after us.
No one back
It's a
home
good sign.
would ever believe this. Moving in. Looking ahead.
Oh, okay, do we have traps here, maybe?
What's that? What to do?
Well, we'll disarm that. No! Oh, I forgot to ungroup everyone. So, wasn't there something over here?
Something over there.
Ow. Ow, ow. Whoops. Cheeky. Do we have any more gargoyle heads anywhere? I don't think so.
Trap. Be cautious.
I'll just check the rest of the room. Just in case. We did...
Be cautious.
Yeah, okay, I tripped it already. I suppose that would have activated this one. So I'm not entirely sure what this tile was for, though, and it doesn't seem like we can interact with it anymore. Perhaps maybe that was going to activate this one? Could be. Alright, that was a little bit of an ordeal, but... guess we got through it. Let's check the books first. Paladin Oathbreakers. Approachable East. Volume 4. Yeah, I don't know which volumes I've read and which volumes I haven't. So I won't worry about reading anymore unless I feel like I have an inkling that I haven't read it. We've read that. Maybe this mausoleum has the entire collection of the Approachable East. Alright, time to open the sarcophagus. Again, let's quick save, just in case.
Well, well, well. Open up.
Oof. Okay. Let's get someone else to do it then.
On my mind. And, well, in it. Sharp as ever.
Watch your elders and learn.
A hero at heart.
So, just gonna go with Will first.
Easy enough.
And then, if he fails, with Jaheira being our last, we might, 1d10 to an ability check. Once per short rest. I suppose I should. Okay, there we go. What do we have here? Hewn Mausoleum Golden Key. So, assuming this is just gonna open the door to
Can't give up now.
the mausoleum. The legacy of Hune. Kneel with the weight of all you value at his feet, and he will reveal himself. What? Kneel with the weight of all you value at his feet, and he will reveal himself. What?
Swift as my feet can carry me.
Kneel in front of who or what? I assume we can go through now. Okay, so I've been through here, here. We've been through the Gorian or Gorian mausoleum. Is there another one? There's a grand mausoleum here.
I want you home.
Yeah, okay. So we should be able to get this open, provided she doesn't, like, look our way. It's locked.
A couple turns should do it.
Okay, let's go in. Ancient Mausoleum. Let's do a quick save here just in case.
Time to press ahead. Watch how you go. It's a trap.
Ooh, okay, yeah, I wasn't even thinking of traps. Alright, let's tread carefully then. So, we've got vents. There must be a trigger, but I may as well disarm all of this. Yeah, before we start looting, I think maybe it's better if we just check the rest of the area for more booby traps.
Step carefully. There's a trap.
I don't see anything that would be a trigger for traps. But it could very simply be opening the sarcophagus or maybe opening some of these chests.
Bet I can crack that open.
I'll take all of that. Supreme Elixir of Arcane Cultivation. Yeah, we've seen that before. Let's throw all of that to camp. Grab the gold. Okay, so there is a door here as well.
Damn, it's good to be alive.
Karlak. Let's get you working on this. Let's get Jaheira within distance, just to give her that
Come
guidance.
On, let's go.
Boy. Okay. Let's retry stuff. Yeah, Jaheira's the next best option here, but... So let's try with Blue and with Will.
Keeping pace. I love surprises.
Whoops.
Let me guess, you need something.
Actually, I should have tried with Blue first, but... Whoops. Didn't need to. Jaheira putting in work.
Just a little further.
Okay, I am concerned that things are going to start spawning. I'm just gonna spread people out a little bit, just in case.
Honk, honk.
And then, yeah, Blue can do the looting for us. We'll get you staying out of combat.
Let's move.
If it does happen. Scroll of Revivify. We don't get too many of those things. Grand Mausoleum Offerings Key. Offerings Key. Maybe it was just to open those chests. Possibly. That's a bit disappointing.
Don't waste a step.
Now, what do we have in here? Oh yes, gotta maybe be a little bit careful about booby traps. No traps at all. Crumbling Journal. I was still a supplicant when I came face to face with him, masked in gold, his skin fine and worn as parchment, Jurgle, the Death Keeper, the end of everything. I asked what he needed of me. He asked a simple question. What is the worth of a single mortal's life? I knew not how to respond and said as such. He seemed nonplussed, neither disappointed nor pleased. I fell to my knees in respect for his awesome power. This garnered no reaction. There I stayed, trembling with an emotion I could not name, and when I stood again, the final scribe was gone. The final scribe. Death and Divinity, a Godly Guide. I think we've read that before. Case File 846. Baldur's Gate versus Flynn Silver. Case for prosecution. Master Silver did, with forethought and without malice, kill William Lister and Simon Simi Trint at their home as part of an ungodly ritual to honor the Dead Three, or one of the Dead Three, the gods Bane, Baal, and Merkel. Case for the defense. I don't know nothing about any gods. All I know is Bill and Simi were trying to cut me out of their deal, and they got what they had coming. But those symbols and stuff, and how their guts were arranged, I don't know nothing. Verdict, guilty. Sentence, death, commuted to banishment, so as not to anger higher powers. The Unclaimed. In life, her service had been impeccable. Daily did she devote herself to Lady of Loss. Daily did she free herself from the tyranny of memory. All in time was lost to her, her relationships, her preferences, even her own name. Upon the altar of her devotion placed she the ultimate offering, her emptied mind. And when she died, when she awoke in death and found herself standing in the pale and faded city of judgment, she waited for the Lady of Loss to retrieve her. 1,000,000 souls and more passed in her 1,000,000 souls and more passed her in colorless gusts, but no hand materialized in her hand. No voice whispered instruction in her ear. No guidance preferred itself from the bleached and barren sky. Time, immaterial time, passed around her like air, coming and going. And still the goddess did not come for her devotee. Kelemvor pitied her, as much as the Lord of the Dead is able, but could not intervene. This cleric of the Lady of Loss, unclaimed despite her worthiness, might yet have one more lesson to learn, that not of forgetting, but being forgotten. Okay, well, that's the entire Grand Mausoleum, apparently. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be anything else going on here, although the thing that we saw before was a little bit cryptic, wasn't it? You know, kneeling before something with, like, the weight of the thing that you value the most or whatever. Not sure how to read into that. Let's leave. Okay, so the only thing that we haven't really done in the graveyard slash mausoleum is to check out the mortuary. We're surely to have a fight in there, right? Like, I get the feeling. Let's do a quick save here. We're going to have to break into the place. So we're going to do that. While people are not watching, obviously. We'll just wait for her to pass. I think she passes around this way. No.
Can't risk being in open view.
Oh, someone else is coming.
Better be cautious. Right tool will do the trick.
Let's go. Okay, what do we have in here?
Still breathing, despite everything.
Maybe there are traps, so
On my
we should
way.
be a little bit careful. Records of the deceased. A seemingly endless list of names and causes of death are written in a delicate cursive. This details a recent entry. Deceased, Duke Belen Stelmane, human female, brown hair, slight build. Cause of death, blood loss. 36 stab wounds. Position of cuts suggest deliberate placement. Right hand removed from body post-mortem. Blood sample reactive to crawler mucus. Deceased was paralyzed when murder took place. Burial. On hold until Flaming Fist investigation is complete. Jeez, okay, right. What the hell? A jar of mystic carrion's lungs. Should I have Gale with me here? I feel like he would be a good person to know what this might be. There's a few other ingredients here as well. Valombra's Notebook. A collection of a mortician's professional notes on embalming and mummification. The most recent note is as follows. I've purchased a rare find from an adventurer who found it in the Undercity, an ancient funerary jar containing internal organs that have been preserved for, I don't know, centuries at least. Their mummification technique is unknown to me, and may include a combination of mortuary alchemy and necromantic enchantments. I must find the time to study this in detail, as what I learn could be invaluable in enhancing my own embalming techniques. I don't know what's going to happen if we pick this up, but can we examine it? A canopic jar containing Mysticarian's breathless lungs. If you put your ear close enough, you can make out an unholy rattling noise. But why is it orange? And maybe this is like related to a quest or something.
This jar, it feels like death itself, a sure sign of necromancy at work.
So we can't use it for anything. But alright, at least we have it. It could be evidence, perhaps, to try and catch the murderer. Maybe.
Let's have a look.
Flower preservation notes. Seems to be under some rags, though. Let's have a read. Log 47, sample 32A. Added summer lily infused oil to boiling wax. The dipped bouquet neither wilted nor carried the odor of decay. However, scent was uniform and lacked variety. Potential ideas: add widow's blossom and whispering bloom to the wax. More pleasant scent, but difficult to maintain solution integrity. The use of a porous solution, a varnish, but visible effects may be more obvious. Prestidigitation. What a word. Use spell to imbue the bouquet with original odor. However, effects severely limited by time and possible cost. Use spell to imbue the bouquet with original odor. So we've seen a couple of these almost undead-like characters. They're not hostile, obviously, but they are walking around the streets, and it almost feels like they've been revived by someone. Necromancer. Perhaps maybe that's who we're dealing with here. Valombra. I'm not saying that Valombra's the murderer, though. Because, as far as I remember, we're looking for someone who's, I guess a dwarf, wearing red. I think we might even know the name, I just can't recall off the top of my head. Okay, what do we have here? Dralin Nickley. This note is hastily written on a parchment that stinks of rotting flesh and lilacs. Deceased. Darylin Nickley. Human male, medium build, brown hair, hazel eyes. 30 years. Cause of death: untreated infection. Widow claims the deceased cut himself while chopping wood. Reported symptoms of high fever, nausea, and diarrhea. placement and angle of wound in right upper thigh corroborates this, as does the pustulance. Burial. Widow unable to afford full burial. Ulkov refused to make a coffin without payment up front. Will oil and bind the body to slow decomposition. Jeez. I suppose maybe back in the day, that would have been the truth of it as well, right? Like, people just wouldn't have been able to cough up some money to bury people, and maybe corpses would just sit to rot and unburied, which would probably foster more disease and all that sort of stuff in the community. Okay. So there are a few interesting things here, nothing super critical though, so I don't know how things might connect. Anyway, let's leave.
Here we go.
Like nothing ever happened. Right. So, I think we might be done with the graveyard. I think I did hit up all of the mausoleum entrances. Or at least come out from some of those entrances as well. Blue flowers, we still need to remember that. Okay, so what's next? I think we should investigate the suspicious toys, guys. There's also some houses and all that sort of stuff around this area, which we could actually go into and maybe speak to some of these residents. So I think what I'll do is I'll exit the mausoleum slash graveyard area from here and do like a circle around and then come back.
I've got a long road ahead.
We're going the wrong way, sorry. Ooh. Yes, we shall. There's no quest line to do with Damon, is there? I suppose maybe he might know a thing or two to, you know, maintain Karlak's engine. So, let's have that chat.
Karlak? You're looking well.
Would be a lot better if you find a way to fix this engine, Damon.
I haven't stopped trying, but all roads lead to a dead end. Sorry, I didn't mean...
Never mind. Glad you're all right in any case. Nice forge you've got here.
Best I've had in years. Mistress of the house lets me operate from here for a fair price. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy.
Good. Someone should be.
Could we see your wares?
Certainly.
Oh boy. Gonna be spending heaps of money, I get the feeling. This feather token, I have no idea if this is, like, you know, used for anything. I mean, I don't see any outline, so maybe it's okay for us to sell. Does he have anything new, though? That is the question. Armor of Persistence. Magical plate, incoming damage reduced by 2, legendary persistence, you gain resistance, and blade wood. So basically just like those 2 spells. Disadvantage on stealth checks. It is straight up 20 armor class though, that's kinda crazy. 12,000 gold, bloody hell. I don't even think we've got 12,000 gold right now. Maybe we've got 12,000 gold worth of stuff. Let's just have a look at other things. Unwanted Masterwork Scale Mail. Rare medium armor. Add your full dexterity modifier to your armor class. Additionally, this armor does not impose disadvantage on stealth ability checks. Grants resistance to fire damage. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. Boots of Persistence. Freedom of Movement and Long Strider. Dex saving throws +1. Misty Step. I mean, having Misty Step has been really, really useful for us. I mean, it could be good for someone else. Another 2.5k though. Pretty pricey. Legacy of the Masters. Arming Enchantment. Gain a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls with this weapon. Or, sorry, with weapons. Passive feature. Okay, so you don't even need to cast it. This seems pretty good, actually, the gauntlets. +1 to strength saving throws. Might be decent. Swordmaster gloves. Proficiency with short swords, long swords, and great swords. +1 bonus to melee attack rolls. I'm not gonna do any purchases right now. I am a bit concerned, obviously, about, you know, progressing things forward too much to a point where I can't buy anything anymore, but I'd be keen to get your view on whether or not it's worth 12,000 gold. Legendary Persistence, so... like, do we automatically get these conditions, or do we get to cast these? That's what I'm not entirely sure. It does say passive feature, actually, so maybe we automatically gain all of this, which means that this is, like, automatically good. 12,000 gold good? I'm not sure. And yeah, again, I think because these are passive features, basically means that we already have freedom of movement and long strider applied as standard. That seemed, again, pretty good. It's all very good, but we don't have the money. I guess I can sell all my stuff, but I'm just concerned that we might want to have some gold to buy some other stuff as well. If I go back to camp, I'm sure I have like something like 6,000 gold or something. I mean, we got plenty of things to sell. He's got another 1,300 gold. Yeah.
Shout if you need anything else.
Let's come back to this, because I'm keen on hearing what you guys have to say about the equipment found with Damon this time around. Ooh, the Diabolic Forge. Forge of the Nine. I wonder if there's another trader in there, maybe. But let's circle back around, because I keep saying that I want to investigate the toys. So these murder targets... So... I do kind of want to warn all of them about, you know, them being targeted. And I wonder if you spend too much time long resting, whether or not those targets will one by one die eventually.
Something's on my mind.
Not clear
There's
on
some
that.
rather lovely vintages out today. I'd get in quick if I were you.
Yeah, and then the road going further down that way. Apparently we can take all of this. Considering how much gold we need, I think we're gonna have to take all the small knickknacks. A wine festival. I don't know about, like, all the wine, though. Maybe we can leave the wine alone.
I'm rather enjoying the white. Maybe you should give it a try.
Maybe. So, who is the target? Cora. This little gnome here.
Why, hello there. We were just about to try some of Master Metzley's delightful wines. Would you care to join us?
They do look ever so tasty.
Ah, Mrs. Highbury, I prefer to conduct tastings individually, so I may assess your palate.
Call me Cora, Master Metzley. And I'm afraid I must insist on their joining us. Wine's no good without company, after all.
The wine scent is almost sickly sweet, with an acrid note just on the periphery. Poison.
I was gonna say... We've got a dwarf wearing a red doublet here. Could this be our man? Yes, Dolor. Let's not attack the poisoner. Yeah, let's do option 4. I think it's only polite that we let Master Metzley drink first, or should I say Dolor?
No. Who on earth is Dolor?
I must say, if this is a practical joke, it's not very amusing.
It was perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. You have sullied it with knowledge, made it an unclean sacrifice. I will remember your face, and I will peel it from your skull should you interfere again.
What the hell? Okay, he's duplicated himself a few times. Oh... Is he armed? Yes, he's wearing... sorry, he's carrying daggers. If I Misty Step Blue up here, would that give me advantage? I just don't know if I have sight lines from up there. Also, I don't know if I'll be able to come back down without offending anyone, you know? Right. Let's do this. Oh, actually, let me just check out what we're dealing with here. So he's got some special looking blades there. Uncanny dodge. Lightning quick reflexes to protect yourself. When an attack hits you, you only take half the usual damage. Okay. Poison resist. Stealthy. When you make an ability check with a skill you're proficient with, the lowest result you can roll the die is 10. Opportunity attack. Yeah. Nimble Alchemist. Potion Master. Dollar can throw or drink potions as a free action. Alright. Ooh. Okay. In combat, you have advantage on attack rolls against creatures that haven't taken a turn yet. Yikes. Right, so a lot of our guys are going to be susceptible to that. I mean, is there one real one? How would I be able to tell, I wonder? 52... Yeah, they're all almost identical. I guess maybe we just have to defeat all of them. Oh, hang on a second. We've got Morphic Ambush. Yeah, alright, some of them are doppelgangers. That's the real one there. So, assuming we can just take out the real one, I wonder what happens to all of the doppelgangers. Yeah, he has 88 HP. 6 to 48 damage. Should have had our right equipment on once more. I'm kind of annoyed that that keeps happening. Yeah, let's do that. We'll be able to get like 2 of them. This is a 30% chance to hit though. Disadvantage for threatened. I'm going to risk the opportunity attack, I think. So, yeah, let's do it. So we might take a little bit of damage here, but I just want to get a little bit more distance. Ooh, yeah, okay. We'll definitely long rest after this, though. Ah, so we're still getting 30% there. Right. Yeah, this is not ideal. Okay then, so the plan is just to simply focus down Dollar to see if maybe by doing that the doppelgangers just surrender or disappear or whatever it is. If they don't, then we might be in for a world of pain. Let's do a hamstring shot right off the bat here. Damn. Saved. Alright. One more shot. So if I do arrow of many targets in this situation, I don't know if any of the civilians would get caught in the crossfire. Let's maybe move further away. This is fine, I think. Okay. Oh, counterspell and psionic backlash. Absolutely. Paralyze. Okay. That is really bad, actually. So with Paralyze, can you actually remove that using assist or help? I'm not sure actually.
put him up.
It doesn't look like it. So, we also have a situation where the real Dolar is now invisible, right? So, we're gonna have a bit of a hard time dealing with him.
My turn.
I think we need to try and get Branding Smite on the real Dolar when he does appear. I don't know if we'll be able to have a chance to do that, but for the moment, let's go into Frenzy. And let's deal with these guys. Hopefully we can get some decent attacks in. I will... do I use my die? Maybe I don't need to use the die just yet. How am I... Okay, I guess I needed to move a little bit there. Okay, decent. Yeah, all this paralysis is horrible. I'm just weary of accidentally hitting allies or civilians. I think this looks fine. Okay. I get the feeling that we would have had to deal with all of the doppelgangers even if we ended up taking out the real Dolar. Do we do Guiding Bolt or maybe even something like Hold Person? Hold Person seems decent. Just to, you know, prevent one more enemy from attacking us, because we've got two people out of action. Okay, right, so because these guys are doppelgangers, I can't use Hold Person on them. Okay, let's take a look at Blight. Plants take maximum damage from the spell and have a disadvantage on saving throw against it. On save, target still takes half damage. What is this, a level 4? Forgot to switch out Cure Wounds. That's fine. Okay, so I want to try and deal as much damage as possible, really. That was not much. How did Blue manage to get paralyzed though? Oh, we're in, like all of the... Is it because there's like paralysis, like stuff on the ground or something? Because I thought Blue managed to save. Man, that is annoying. Okay, I'm going to actually do a shriek here. I still don't know where actual Baldur is. Does he even appear up here? Not sure. Maybe he's just purely escaped or something. Guess I'm gonna have to face this guy. Okay, that's a decent spot. So these guys are, as I said, holding blades, so what I'm gonna do is actually switch to slashing resistance. So let's end our turn there. Nice. Ooh, very good. Very nice. Okay, it took that necrotic damage from the armor. Love that. So let's come around this way. Has Baldur escaped? Is that what's happened there? Because I don't see him anywhere else here. Maybe he did manage to get away. Let's use the die. We'll take a couple more attacks here. Very nice. Then Ursa can hopefully finish the job here.
He escaped. Going to his next victim, no doubt.
Okay. Wow.
And these things have stayed interesting.
So he did manage to escape, which means that we probably need to go to try and find some other victims or other targets. And we're probably going to have another fight as a result, right? Like, there's no doubt. I should actually visit all of the targets and see if we can get to them.
I'll need to rest soon.
Definitely want to do that long rest. But maybe not before just looting a whole bunch. Tombstone shop key. Okay, yes. Then we've got this, a promising candidate. Interim report. The scarred dwarf is a promising candidate for unholy assassin. Though he is personally crude, his methods of homicide are artistic and even innovative. He has set up a deadly wine festival to eliminate his next target, and I, for one, will be observing it closely. Shalar Kol. Interesting.
With haste.
So everyone seems to be already just minding their own business now. Don't mind all of the blood and guts and everything. I wonder if that gets like cleaned up eventually. Okay, so I'll tell you what, guys. I reckon this is going to be the episode. I am going to head home to do a long rest, but between this episode and the next, I think I'm going to take the liberty of cleaning up the inventory a little bit with Will. So I'm gonna just like, you know, load him up with stuff. And I'm just gonna go around the different traders that we know and sell a whole bunch of stuff that we don't need. And hopefully we'll then be able to figure out how much money we can actually use to spend. Looking forward to any of those comments about the equipment that we've found with Damon. They all look really nice to me, but are they 12,000 gold worth? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, signing out here. Thanks for watching. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. Stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one.